You guys say Roosevelt or Roosevelt? I've heard both before, but I guess we'll go with Roosevelt since that's what they say in the movie. So Mr. Roosevelt's a new movie starring, written by, and directed by Noelle Wells. She's this up-and-comer who was on Saturday Night Live, who's on Master of None, and has been in a few other things. And I actually got to see this movie at the Provincetown Independent Film Festival here in Massachusetts, and Noelle was there at the festival. She did this panel beforehand, so I got to hear, like, oh, we had a ton of fun making it, like, I poured my heart and soul into this thing and everything, and I'm like, alright, awesome. She did, like, a ton of hard work on this thing. Now, let's see if it really pays off on screen, and it absolutely did, guys. This is one of the best movies of 2017 so far. Now, after all that hype, I'll finally tell you what the movie's about. You've got Emily in the movie, played by Noelle Wells, and she's an aspiring comedian, an aspiring actress. She does sketch comedy on YouTube, she does some stand-up, she does some going out for commercials, all the while none of it's really working. It's not going well for her. She moved to LA 2 years ago, and just nothing's really stuck so far. So she goes back to Austin, Texas, following this kind of tragedy that happens, and she's like, alright, let me take a small break from my work life and, like, kind of, you know, go back to Austin, kind of, like, figure out where I am in life. She's having a midlife crisis, basically. She's also reconnecting with some characters that maybe she doesn't really want to reconnect with, being put in some kind of awkward situations, and just finding herself along the way. And now we have a movie. And, this movie, again, it's fantastic. The first thing that makes the movie fantastic is the cast, because Noelle Wells is the lead in this movie, and you feel like she definitely drew on some of her experiences of not getting the commercial, of not doing great in her first comedy routine, of not doing great here or there on YouTube, and stuff like that, and that personal experience really just brought the character of Emily to life in this movie. But beyond that, the supporting cast of this movie was phenomenal. You've got this guy who was kind of like discount DiCaprio, and you've got this girl who's kind of discount Anne Hathaway, and both of them you feel like are rising comedian stars too, because they were both hilarious. You've got this kind of weird, like, punk rocker guy who she meets when she goes back out to Austin. You've got this weird kind of, like, you know, jerky guy who she meets for like, a couple scenes in LA and everything like that. And all the supporting cast, they all played the role. They were all very funny in this movie. And the thing, again, that works about this movie too is Noelle Wells as a director, because she combines comedy and drama really well. When you've got a character having a midlife crisis, breaking down, thinking nothing's working out, and you can combine that with some real slapstick, well-timed, good dialogue, and humor, that is a great tone to set for the movie, because again, not every director can manage those two tones. Hard drama and hard comedy are very hard to manage two and two together, but she does it super well, and part of that also comes down to her writing, because for a first screenplay, this thing is really well done. I mean, I don't know how many first screenplays I've, like, read before in my life, but for somebody who for somebody who is writing their first screenplay here, or at least producing their first screenplay, it has the heart, it has the emotion, it has all the relatability that you want to have in a screenplay. In a movie like this, you want to project yourself onto screen. You want to see, oh, maybe I don't think I'm being fulfilled in, you know, what I'm doing in life. Maybe I need to go back, recoup, and kind of think about how I can tackle things better in the future. And by putting the character of Emily on screen, by writing her as such a dynamic character, and presenting her to us in such a both a lighthearted and serious way, again, Noelle Wells just creates a movie that was special and something that's memorable and something that's long-lasting. And again, I'm talking about the drama a lot here too, but the comedy works on so many levels too. First of all, the dialogue snappy between characters. Emily as a character is just a very quirky girl, and there's actually a line about why quirky's bad in the movie. Quirky's good in this case. I'm saying quirky's good. And there's the first scene of this movie might be the funniest scene I've seen in any movie so far in 2017, but again, there's just so much to love in this movie, whether it be the combination of tones, whether it be the dynamic characters, whether it be the phenomenal and funny supporting cast, whether it be the overall message, the overall thing about you relating to the character that just stays with you well beyond the time you leave the theater. It's so much to think about, it's so much to appreciate, it's so well done from a first director. And again, Noelle Wells has such a unique style, I can't wait to see what's next from her. In this panel I saw her on, she kind of mentioned what she might be doing next, and I think that her style can perfectly fit that, something a little bit different than this, but something also very her, and I'm looking forward to seeing that too, because again, guys, this Mr. Roosevelt is absolutely one of the best movies I've seen so far in 2017. Standout cast, standout script, standout direction, standout tone. Everything about this movie is a standout. I'm going to give Mr. Roosevelt an A. Not everybody is going to have this movie on their top 10 of the year list, but I know it's going to be on mine. But guys, those are just my thoughts on Mr. Roosevelt. When it comes to a theater near you, be sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Let me know who some of your favorite up-and-coming comedy stars are. You guys can follow me on Twitter. I am at John M. Hayeck. Go over to mymoviethoughts.com and subscribe to this YouTube channel for tons of more posts from me. And links to all three of those are in the description down below. You guys can also like this video, comment on it, share it with some friends. I am John Hayeck, and as always, always, thank you guys so much for watching.